Yeah, and it was really fun about that was that we kind of discussed it in 2018. It was John Gaeta who won the Academy Award for The Matrix, like a great thinker of like volumetric cinema and volumetric worlds to live in. You know, if you think about what The Matrix was, it was picking up on some of those ideas and putting them in film, and he was part of that, which is kind of amazing. So he was part of our team. Neil was part of our team, and we're like, well, what does this thing become? And I thought the most interesting thing was we didn't want to be the whole of it, right? So we thought the whole of it would be X versus the X, meaning a variable at every company, every individual, everywhere. They could all have their own spin on it. So like millions of planets, millions of these bubbles or spheres that anyone can scratch their own thing. So the Magic Verse was our view of something that wasn't meant to be the all-encompassing everything, because I don't believe that any one group can have the all-encompassing everything. It'll be collective, again, like these fractal bubbles all coming together, you know, coming and going. But what we imagined was a world that was both digital and physical. And what I liked about the concept of spatial computing, and again, I like to use the word XR sometimes instead of the AR or VR, because it sort of means the variable of the whole spectrum. So what I mean by the whole spectrum, and I'll explain what we were thinking. You have the physical world as it is. And I used to call that world zero. You just wake up in the morning, look out, and there it is. So we get that. Then if you put in a little bit of augmentation, you start to see digital things in that world, cohabiting in that world. And I always think about that as like, think about like French New Age films without any special effects. That's like world zero. That's just native. And then you blend in visual effects, like a Lord of the Rings movie. There's real people, there's digital things artfully blended perfectly. That's the middle of the spectrum, which I thought was like, you know, we started calling it mixed reality, and then people started doing like that term lost meaning. AR kind of had that meaning, and then it got lost because people started calling everything that too. So I like the XR, you're on a spectrum from world zero to some digital things blended with the world to going all digital. And my belief is that we will get to systems that do all of that in one device, because that's really what you want. And the concept of a verse that lets you have many, many layers in any one physical place on the planet. So if you take the idea to the fullest extent, there's a digital twin of the planet, and at any point, there's infinite amount of worlds at that point. Some of those worlds relate to the physical world, and some of them are just kickoff points for entirely virtual worlds. So you have like an infinite branching from anywhere on Earth of both layers that you could be in and also just hop off into virtual worlds. Thinking that one day there'll be a device that lets you go from zero to full and everything in between. And that was trying to think later this decade into the 2030s. And by the way, I still think that is what's going to happen. And I think that's probably ultimately what people really want. No friction, anywhere you are, conjure any combination of real world, digital, go all in, go back instantly. You know, you're in Central Park in New York. I want to be in Paris. I want to be on Mars. I want to be somewhere really cool. I want to be back in Central Park, make it all go away instantly. That is the kind of thing where this really starts to take off.